Hi guys, welcome back to Dragon Gaming. Continuing on Ark Survival Evolved. As per our 6th episode in the game, we shall continue on where we left. As in last episode, we tried to go and look for silly couples, but we never found them. But actually, I went back a little while ago and actually found a bit of more silly couples, but I think they are over here. Yep, as you can see, we have some silly couples. Actually got them quite on the beach, not where I actually expected, but actually in the location we just found last time. So yeah, actually crafted a little bit of gunpowder, and I think it's even being crafted right now. As you can see over, you have gunpowder. For this we had to actually require lots and lots of resources. As for creating gunpowder, we actually first had to make spark powder, which was basically flint and stone. After that, once we get flint, spark powder, you actually use charcoal and spark powder to produce gunpowder. As you can see, we have lots of charcoal due to I increased the capability of the wood burning. As you can see over here, once we burn the wood in campfire or actually in any other places, we actually get charcoal, as you will see over here. As in our forge also, when we burn wood, we get a little bit of charcoal. We get as per the number of amount of wood. If we burn out one wood, we get one charcoal. I also kept a little bit of oil and hide so that we can get a little bit of gasoline, since we did not have that much, but now it looks like we have enough to run for it for a while. The next thing we shall do is get a little bit of more ammo. Since last game I actually crafted quite a lot of gunpowder. As you can see over here, we have tons and tons of gunpowder. We actually got a little bit of more metal, and also over here we got lots and lots of metal. Actually it was hard to get metal since it respawns. Once we harvest it, it takes a while to respawn the metal nodes. So but actually got them. Right now we're just going to craft a bit of ammo for our gun. Let's see. Let's craft all 49 because we shall also be using the ammo to craft darts. As you can see, we should be able to craft 26 darts out of what we've got. We also had a little bit of good luck in finding more berries, so we actually crafted lots of narcotics. I'm just going to keep the narcotics here because the darts actually use narcotics, 3 narcotics to make 1 dart, as they are very effective in knocking out creatures. As for right now, we shall actually repair our pickaxe, since I actually used it a lot to go and harvest more and more minerals. As you can see, we have enough. I'm just going to take this and this. We have enough. 23 darts might be enough to knock out a creature, but we'll just get a bit of more. And the other thing we'll be needing is we already have narcotics, and we also have a little bit of ammo. As you can see, we have metal. We have 5. We'll just keep it in health for now, since we have already used enough levels to boost other of our abilities. So the health is the only one which is left that needs more points. So right now let's go tame ourselves a brand new dino, which actually managed to lure it near the base. As you shall see right now, we have a brand new dino over here ready to be tamed, and this time it's actually a male. As you can see, We had a I had a difficult time finding a nice creature to tame, but actually found one. Actually, it has Brontosaurus, or actually short for Bronto. It's actually a good dino for harvesting lots and lots of berries and thatch. Since we already have a creature to get enough wood, we'll need another dino for thatch, and the best creature to harvest thatch is a Bronto. So I'm just going to see how much a while before it starts to tame. It's best to run straight in front of it so that you don't actually get hit like that, as you just saw. While it gets near to you, it's best to run away, since it actually has a wide range of attacks. So it's best to actually make it so that you keep on running and keep on shooting. It looks like it's got stuck, or maybe it's lost aggro, but it's best to just, it looks like it's enough. It's about to get knocked out, or maybe not. As you can see, not all the time while hitting a creature you might get chance to knock it. It's best to hit it close range so that you can hit as much dust as possible before knocking it out. There's another effective way to actually knock out a creature is by hitting its head. It gets more torpedoes through the head because we're directly aiming for its head. As you shall see, it takes quite a lot of time and focus to actually knock out a creature. Since it's a big and has more levels, it will take longer. It's best to shoot at the body because it has a very low chance of missing, since the head is small and long. Looks like we should need a little bit more. Looks like we are doing a little bit of, but it's not getting knocked out. As I said, big dinos have a lot of torpedoes, so it will take a while before you get knocked out. Make sure not to go near the base, or else it might destroy your base. It does actually have quite a lot of attack power, and you do not want to destroy our base like the last time Sarkor destroyed it. There's actually another better way to knock out the Brontosaurus. Since it is so large, it's best to get to a higher ground so that it will not be able to attack you. Another thing, the rifle does not shoot underwater, so you better be careful about that also. Looks like it's about to be knocked out, but we have lost ammo. Yep, looks like we shall need lots of ammo for this one. But it looks like it's very near to be knocked out. Let's go craft a little bit more ammo. let's get out of the base before it actually attacks us. It looks like it's high in torpedoes, so it will be starting to run away, but it's best to knock it out before it actually loses torpedo levels. So let's go. I think that much will be enough for right now, since we just have a little bit more to go. Another thing, you might want to avoid it from getting underwater, because once it gets underwater it does have another loss, that is the ability to not, basically the dino cannot breathe underwater, so due to lack of oxygen it actually starts to lose health rapidly. Just want it to be knocked out. Unfortunately it does have lots and lots of torpedoes, so it looks like it's underwater. Now luckily it's actually fell on the stone, but we need to tame it quickly, so let me just go grab a little bit of berries so that we can tame it. It actually looks like we shall be needing lots and lots of berries. Actually the game actually lagged for a while, so actually it actually had to skip a bit. It actually paused for a while, but we have our dino waiting for us. As I said, the bigger the dino, the more ammo you'll need, since its ability to get knocked out will be far more. Then you can see, as you can see over here, it is 9,000 compared to our other dinos, it will be less. It looks like we shall be taming, and we shall have 31 more levels, so level 95. That's nice. Now we have a brand new dino, and now looks like it's following us, so let's just go back to the base so that we can give it a new saddle and start having a nice ride behind it. As for the saddle of Bronto, let's see. As you can see, we need more metal. Let's see, we have enough. Yep, we have plenty enough for a saddle. And there we go. One saddle coming up. Actually it does take quite a lot of hide and fiber, but that is actually lots and lots. But looks like we have enough for one. Now we shall tell it not to swallow us, and all of them in neutral. Now let's see how much our brand new dino can work with. It's actually quite slow compared to how it was before, but with the lag thing I shall add a little bit more speed to it. Let's see. As you can see, 500 per berry, 5 to 400, and another swipe, another berries. As you can see, we have lots and lots of berries, and we have lots of thatch also. As I said, this is a great dino for harvesting berries and thatch both at the same time. Since we have a dino for the wood, now we have a dino for the thatch. Now it looks like we shall have to worry less about other resources. The other resources, we also have dinos. We have our Petri and also our Sarco that can actually gather more wood, more hide for us. And since that's the case, we shall not be needing lots and lots of maybe fiber and stone. As you can see, we have enough berries maybe for the rest of our entire game, and even if we do need them, it looks like we shall be having a good dino to count on. As you can see, we have some levels, 12 levels just by harvesting berries. Plus it will increase its health, then maybe its stamina, its attack, its weight. Since it's a big dino, we can actually use it to carry lots and lots of weight. I'm just going to remove all these berries because we might not need all of them. I'm just going to leave Meju berries and narco berries inside. Other than that, I'm just going to remove all the other berries. I'm just going to pick little amounts of them. Other than that, I'm just going to remove all of them because it doesn't seem like we'll be needing lots of berries. As you can see, once its health is down, it actually looked like it's come out of war. As you can see, it's actually completely covered in blood. Once it actually recovers its health, we shall see it going back to normal. We actually killed a pterodon. And actually it does, I actually forgot to see how much damage it does. It must be doing quite a lot of damage since I added some levels into it, but looks like we have another 2 levels. I'm just going to add them speed so that we can move more easily. It's actually a bother to move at quite a slow speed. That might be a bit better. Moving on, as for right now, I'm just going to leave our Brontosaurus out in the open because I cannot actually keep him. Maybe I'll arrange a place behind the base so that I can keep it. It's actually quite big. So our 5th team of the game, our brand new Brontosaurus, and finally we have a male amongst our teams. As you can see, it's actually a male, other than our other dinos which are all female. Female Croc, female Petri, and also a female Trident Strike. Looks like Castro is actually going and harvesting more wood over there in that direction. But as for right now, we do not need wood. I'm just going to take out the narco berries from its inventory so that we can actually, it looks like I have to actually, oh, I have to write it to get it to its inventory. It actually has lots and lots of narco berries. Looks like we have enough for our next batch of narcotics. Let's see if we have. It looks like we shall be missing on the spoiled meat for a while, but looks like we have to do something about it. I'll just go see if I can grab a little bit more spoiled meat from our dinos. As for the spark powder, I'm just going to leave it earlier. The next thing will be, yeah, as for the last episode we actually saw I gathered a little bit of silica pulse, but actually never gathered obsidian, since we do need it in some of our other items. So I think I'll just go up and get a little bit more obsidian so that we can continue on crafting on our brand new, sorry, actually now old game. I'm just going to remove all these batteries so that it can be lighter. For the while, I'm just going to keep it over here so that we can actually go and have a little bit more obsidian. Obsidian is actually another resource that you can actually get on the game. It's actually hard to get, since not actually hard, but hard to find since there's actually different kinds of. You have to find specific rocks of that kind. They also actually show up in high places, so another disadvantage to getting obsidian. Looks like we shall have to travel pretty far before we find obsidian, so I shall just get to it and come back in a while. Luckily, I actually thought of a place that I might find obsidian. After looking for it in 3 different places, I actually found out we might find obsidian over here. Basically, this is next to the volcano over here, as you can see in the background. It's next to it. It might be the second. It's just next to it. Might be the second largest of the mountains in Ark. As you can see, these black stones over here, they are actually with obsidian. There are also some raptors, as I can see. Looks like I have to go kill them before they actually attack me mid of me harvesting the obsidian. Later on in the game we might have to tame some raptors so that we can use them to go inside caves and look for artifacts, but as for right now we do not have enough time to tame some raptor. Looks like it was a tech raptor. It's best to harvest tech dinos so that we can get more advanced resources rather than looking for them. Looks like there are also carnos over here. It looks like there are only 2 of them. After this one, yep, done. Moving on. As I said, this hill has lots of obsidian. As you can see, there's also metal nodes, lots and lots of metal nodes, and also some crystals, but it also has obsidian. As you can see, these black rocks, they basically give you obsidian, metal and stone, all 3 of them, but we do need obsidian more than any of them. As you can see, metal, stone and obsidian. Basically they do give metal and obsidian at the same rate, but if you actually come up with a dino, an ankylosaurus or maybe another dino, you might be able to harvest some of one of the resources more quickly than the other. Maybe an ankylosaurus might be able to harvest more obsidian or more metal. There's another dino, I do not know the name of it, but it can also actually harvest more obsidian. We shall look at it later on in the game. As for right now, we're just going to harvest as much obsidian as possible so that we can take it to our base. We can actually use obsidian to craft, I think, polymer. Looks like we do not need stones. I'm just going to throw it so that we can have enough weight. As for the meat, as you can see, I actually spread out the meat so that it spoils faster, so we have spoiled meat. Looks like we have another explore note over here. We can have maybe a level or 2. It's maybe otter. Yep, it's actually a small dino that you can carry around with you on top of your shoulder. It has also a nice ability of harvesting black pearls, as we saw, silica pearl. We shall have to look for it later on in the game. As for right now, it looks like we have enough obsidian. I'm just going to get rid of more, and then we're going to head back so that we can use the obsidian to craft more polymer. More polymer. Actually, we saw in the last episode we got a little bit more of organic polymer, which you can use instead of polymer, but it's best to use organic polymer because for you to get the normal electric polymer, you have to harvest obsidian, as well as you have to craft I think it's cementing paste or maybe metal, but one of those you have to convert to get polymer. As you can see, It's actually the highest, second highest next to the volcano, but we shall see that later on. It looks like we shall be a while before we get back to our base. I'm just going to go back to our base and pop up back over there, and I shall see you guys over there. We finally reached our base. It's actually quite far. I'll actually think of relocating our base near the center of the map so that we can move around more quickly. We actually placed our base over here so that it will be easy for us as for the starters, but it looks like we have enough resources and dinos and other things. We have also more levels, so I'm just going to move later on. As for right now, looks like we need cementing paste for our polymer. We shall see this later on. As you can see, we have organic polymer, but it looks like it's already spoiled. We actually had them in stacks of 10, but they are right now they're in stacks of 2 mils. They are quite spoiled. Looks like I'll have to go and get a bit more of organic polymer. As for right now, let's see. We actually crafted some electric gear, some electric tables, craftables. We did not actually place it down last episode because we did not have enough time. Let's see if we can place it down. Yeah, let's place it down so that we can have electric refrigerator and other electric craftables start to work, so that it will be easy for us to get other resources more fast. We should just place down the generator first. Basically all electric stuff will be powered by a generator. It will be converting the gasoline into electricity so that all the other equipment can work. Basically this might be the second last advanced thing that might be able to use. I think after this it's tech. So yep, as for right now we shall just continue on this one, and let's see if we can place everything down so that it will be easy for us. It looks like the vertical pipe is too long. It's actually going through the roof. We might have to cut it down. We should just pick it back up so that we can keep it somewhere else. As for right now, let's see. Maybe we might need what is it called? Indication pipe, or sorry, indication wire. Let's see. I think incline. Yep. All 49. So let's see. Sorry. Incline pipe. That's a flexible pipe. Let's craft one of those so that we can actually. I think it's better we craft both of them so that we can see what can be used for. Let's see what we get. Moving on. Let's see. Let's craft the flexible pipe. It actually looks like. Nope. This is a different kind of pipe. Might not be able to use it over here. Oh, sorry. Let's see if it can walk. It actually has enough length. Nope, there is no snap point to it. Maybe over here. It doesn't. Well, yep. Nope. It actually snapped to the roof instead of the wire. Looks like I'll not be able to remove that. Let me see if I can remove it. Doesn't look like I'll be able to remove it. I cannot even climb on top of it to destroy it, so nope. Looks like I have to remove it later on in the game. As for right now, I'm just going to continue on crafting the other pipes. Let's just craft the rest of the pipe and start on the refrigerator so that we can continue actually keep our meat inside so that it doesn't get spoiled. Let's see, close to it but not close enough. little bit to the yep. Now that that's done, let's see if we can get some gasoline so that we can power the generator, so that we can power the refrigerator. Now looks like that's the cable and look, why didn't it keep coming up? This is the electric cable, so there we go. It's now actually powered. As you can see, our refrigerator is now on. Let's see if we can transfer the heat. Let's see how much it is. Basically, meat used to stay in our refrigerator for 30 minutes, but we are staying for 1 day, 4 hours and 30 minutes. That's quite a lot. Looks like we shall not be needing our refrigerator, but we might actually be able to use it in another way. We can actually craft other types of craftables, maybe a jerky. Let's see if we can use it. But it does take quite a lot of time. Let's see if we have enough oil to start the process. Looks like we do not have enough oil. Let me see, we have over here. I think we have used up all the oil that we had. I'll just go get a little bit more later in the game, maybe before our next episode. Basically, to craft jerky you need spark powder, oil and meat. Basically later, after like 40 minutes, it actually craft into jerky. So I shall just leave that to it. Moving on, let's see, we have also some eggs. Basically we have a lot of female dinos, but none of them lay eggs. Our Sarco did lay one of its eggs, actually kept it inside. Let's see if we can see there is. Yep, we have one Sarco egg and we actually have another egg on top over here. Let's see. Our Sarco egg will last for 7 days. As for another egg, will be lasting also for 7 days. Let's see how much longer it will take before spoiling inside our refrigerator. 700 days and 755 days. That looks like 2 years to me. Looks like we shall not be needing another refrigerator. That will be doing it. As for our fertilizer, we shall be collecting poop from our dinos, as our dino do drop lots of poop, basically excrement. We can actually use it as a fertilizer in preparing the crops, so that they can easily have fertilization, so that they can produce at a much faster rate than normal. We shall also produce the fertilization later on in the game. Basically that's using the excrement to get more better fertilization, so that it can affect more easily to the crops. As for our theme of the day, Brontosaurus, it looks like it was eating some stones. It's our 5th theme of the game. Actually missed our first theme, so it might be the 6th theme of the game, but we're just going to skip that. Moving on, looks like this will be the end of the video, since we're actually short on time. Continuing on the next episode, we shall continue on with the game. As for right now, subscribe the channel and like the video to see more awesome Ark Survival Evolved